Do you think we have any pure capitalist systems anymore? Do you think they've all been diluted and weakened?
We could sit and die, you know. The Aussies have a term for it. We could wank about it all day long. we could debate it all day long. The only question is, how much of this have you got and how much of this have you got? That's the only question.
All right, we'll come to that then.
Yeah.
But first, you can't leverage gold the same way you can leverage real estate, can you?
Come and hear what I have to say.
Okay, let's go.
Oh, is that the question?
Yeah.
You're brilliant, man.
Thank you.
I use real estate as leverage to buy this.
Right.
So what I do is I'll borrow, let's say, $20 million. The cash flow buys this.
Right. So you're using government printed money for your own assets.
To buy this.
And then the income from the assets you convert into gold.
Yes. This is God's money. God put it here. God put this, I'm not religious, but I'm just, okay. And this here was put by God. This here is to be flushed down the toilet. And that's what they're doing with it. But oh, I made this much this month. Loser. Your job is to take this, convert to this, or convert to this. Not to brag, but I own tons of this.
How much? How much?
I own the mines.
You own the mines?
I'm a capitalist.
Right.
I bought the biggest gold mine in America last
Wow.
July. It's in Utah.
So you're literally mining your own gold?
Amen.
Amen.
I found religion. I'm gonna put an altar there, and you know.
You found religion. What gold is your religion?
I'll put every religion is in there. You can be Buddhist, Shinto, Catholic, Protestant, Muslim. I don't care. Just worship at the altar of gold, you know. No, but you want to get back to this. For thousands of years, you know, I bought my first gold mine in Peru, and I didn't know what I was doing. I was, you know, a kid, and I looked up in I saw all of these holes in the ground in the Andes, whatever they are, and that was the Inca before Pizarro digging for a gold vein. And I said, how in the world did these Incas, I think that's what they were called, and they're native Peruvian Indians, why were they looking for this? And then I was in China, I was actually in Mongolia. All across Mongolia were little holes in the ground. They were looking for this. So this is pre-radio, pre-cell phones. How did the Inca search for this? Then the Spaniards came and took it all away from them, of course, those bastards. You know what I mean? And in Mongolia, there was a place called the Checkerboard. Little holes in the ground. And these Mongolians, with Genghis Khan was around, they were digging for this stuff. Mm-hmm. So there's something, in my opinion, I'm not religious, but God attracts us to this. Mm. And so I was in Fiji for rugby again, and I met this American guru. He was a Hindu. He had gold all over him. So I said, what's this white guy dressed as a Hindu with gold dripping all over him? So I had to ask him a question. I said, why do you have so much of this? He says, because gold is God's attractor. Gold is God's money. He says, the more of this you have, the more wealth it attracts to you. So when they tell you not to save this stuff, you cut your wealth off. This is your connection. I'm going to get my ass for this one, but I'm saying this is your connection between God and wealth. So if I want $1,000 of income, I buy a couple of these, one of these, you know. Mm. More gold attracts wealth. That's that was this, I don't know if it's Hindu, but this American Hindu, he could have been a fake for all I know. He looked good. He had gold all over him. Mm. He says, this attracts wealth.
Right.
So I believed him. Mm. But I already had that belief anyway. Mm. So I just started collecting this. So the question, I'm here in London to teach, everybody can do this. This is $35. Mm. The question is, how do you go from this to a gold mine? That's what an entrepreneur does.
Right.
So once I understood this was the objective, I started going for gold mines.
So you buy more gold mines now than you are real estate?
Amen.
You are?
Oh yeah, the biggest in the world.
Right.
Went public July 8th last year in Toronto, New York Stock Exchange. My first gold mine was in Dalian, China. And we struck gold in China. This is in 2004. Guess what the Chinese did?
Tell me.
Nationalized it. They stole it. I don't trust the Chinese communists. You know, that's why they're communists. That's why what Klaus Schwab says, you own nothing, someday you'll own nothing, you'll be happy. That's Marxism. That's communism. You'll own nothing. So when the Chinese took my gold mine from me, I said, I'm staying out of China. You know, like my books, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. They pirated the whole thing. They don't pay me anything.
Really?
They steal.
Wow.
It's part of their, let's say, culture. I won't mention anything else. I get in trouble. You mention race, religion, God, money, sex. Let's talk about sex next.
So if you're $1 billion in debt, is that all in real estate, or did you use debt to buy gold mines as well?
No, I use debt and real estate. What I do is, let's say I buy a property. Here's a property, I buy it. I finance it. Then we refinance it, we borrow out the equity. With the refinanced equity, I bought the gold mine.
Right.
And guess what pays for the debt? This. And I still own the gold mine. And that's why I went to tons of gold. It's all finance.
Yeah. And if you have $1 billion of debt, how many properties does that mean you own?
I don't know.
I thought I've got 340 units, and I thought that was a lot. Someone said you had 16,000 properties.
16,000. Yeah.
16,000. 16,000.
Just because at 17 years old, Helen went, what is that? Why is this coin copper? That was 1964. It's Gresham's Law. Gresham's Law states when bad money enters the system, good money goes into hiding. Then it happened in 1971. Nixon took this off of this. This became debt. So the smartest guys on earth are real estate guys like Trump, you and me. We borrow this to buy this that buys, this apartment house buys that.
So,
it's called finance.
yeah. So do you pay any tax?
No.
None? None.
You guys forget some, you guys are English, you forget. We're still pissed off at you guys.
It wasn't me.
Remember in 1773,
Don't hold a grudge that long. Yeah.
there was a thing called the Boston Tea Party. And the English were taxing the American colonies. And finally the Americans said, and we threw the English tea into the ocean. And so people say, America was founded in 1776, you know, whatever they did, or Declaration of Independence, whatever they did. Now, America was founded as a debt revolution. They threw the English out. So America was founded as a debt-free country. If you know that one. So Americans have always fought against, tax-free. I don't pay my tax. I don't have to. But I have the best accountants and the best lawyers to make sure I don't. That's why Trump and I don't pay taxes legally. Hillary Clinton and Obama, they just steal it. You don't have to pay tax on things you steal.
Well, didn't Trump say to Hillary that he is not paying any tax because of laws that she passed?
Something like that.
Yeah.
I just remember she was attacking him on camera.
Yes.
He says, but you don't pay any taxes. He says, I'm smart. That's the truth.
And do you not pay any taxes because you're taking all your income as debt?
No. You have to obey. Taxes are incentives. In other words, if I went down to Goodwill, a church. The government wants me to donate money to a church. So if I donate this to a church, it's a tax the tax write-off. So taxes are incentives to do what the government wants you to do. So the people that pay the highest taxes are employees and doctors and lawyers. The capitalists don't pay taxes. There was a book I wrote called The Cash Flow Quadrant, ESBI. E's pay 40% in tax, S's pay 60% in tax, B's pay 20%, I's pay 0.
And I's are the investor.
Yep.
Yeah.
Inside investor. People who buy stocks, bonds, mutual funds are freaking losers.
Why?
Because you pay tax.
So do you not invest in the stock market at all?
No, I have my stock is there
Right.
from my company,
Yeah.
but it's tax-free.
Yeah.
I'm an entrepreneur. I am not an employee. I was a stupid kid in school, flunked out so many times. And
Do you think that made you a good entrepreneur?